RHOC cast slams Heather Dubrow's surprising new career move. Cannot see Heather doing? Heather Dubrow shared she was taking her career in an unexpected direction, and her fellow RHOC wives had some thoughts. Wife, mother, podcast host, actress, and comedian? Although Heather Dubrow has an impressive acting resume that precedes her time on The Real Housewives of Orange County, the mom of four shared that after she and her husband Terry moved to Los Angeles, she'd been putting a renewed focus on her career, including dabbling in comedy. During a dinner in Season 19, Episode 10, Heather confided in Emily Simpson and Gretchen Rossi that she'd been taking classes at the Groundlings, an improvisation and sketch comedy theater in Los Angeles. One of the gals in there had written a musical, so she asked me to be in it. Heather added of her role in A Million Miles Away. And it was so fun. And that's how I started my career, was in theater. And I love that. The career pivot shouldn't come as a surprise to fans. Heather's been open about her past as an actress since she first joined RHOC in Season 7, which premiered in 2012. In Episode 11, she and Terry met with her talent agent to discuss what Heather called her acting career, or lack thereof, at that time. During that episode, Terry expressed to her, "I'd love to see you sing again. I miss singing." "I do," she admitted then. "I miss singing. I miss being on stage." Shannon Storm's Beaters shared more on Heather dipping her toes into comedy with Tamra Judge, Gina Kirschenheiter, and Jen Pedrani in the September 11th episode, and the announcement was met with disbelief by the others. "She wants to do comedy?" Tamra asked, and Shannon emphasized that was her understanding. Jen and Gina both seemed stunned by the move. "I cannot see Heather doing improv," Jen admitted, and Gina added, "I've never really known her to be a comedian." But Gina voiced another idea, sharing she could see Terry as a comedian, causing all the wives to laugh. Heather Dubrow opens up about the importance of her podcasting career to her and her family. In addition to dancing and singing on stage, Heather opened up in the September 11th episode about another career path with great importance to her, her podcast, Let's Talk with Heather Dubrow. "I've always done my podcast in Beverly Hills. But ever since we've moved back to LA, it's opened up incredible doors for me," Heather shared in her confessional. "I feel like I've been given a special opportunity to use this podcast to promote voices that don't usually get heard." Heather's guest on her podcast during the September 11th episode was writer/model Dylan Mulvaney, who shared that Heather acted in the role of her mother in her music video. "It makes me emotional. Not every woman in this town would do that for me," Dylan admitted. "Transness is very polarizing. These extremists also want to make someone like you scared to support someone like me." Related, Heather Dubrow opens up about son Ace's college admissions journey, exclusive. Heather went on to share how her kids inspire her to use the podcast platform to support the LGBTQIA+ community. "I feel for me, in my life, that I have 4 different kids. Like different genders, different sexualities. And I believe I was given these 4 kids for a reason," Heather shared. "I know my kids are lucky because they have supportive family. They have resources. But I know a lot of kids don't." She opened up more about how she hopes her podcast can help. "Am I concerned about the world and how they perceive the queer community? Yes. I'm worried," she confessed in the September 11th episode. "This is very, very personal to me. This is my family. It's the most important thing that my kids are growing up in a world where they're accepted. Where everyone is accepted. And anything I can do to help that, I'm going to." A look back at Heather Dubrow's acting career through the years. Heather's acting career dates back to the early 90s, when she was known professionally as Heather Page Kent. "I've always been a performer. I was a singer. I had a 14-piece big band I toured with for 4 years. And then I started getting better acting jobs," explained Heather during RHOC Season 17, Episode 2. "I was a series regular on several television shows." Her roles included a cameo on the show Hot in Cleveland in 2013, and Jane Leaves, Valerie Bertinelli, and Wendy Malick praised her acting ability on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Related, Heather Dubrow reflects on her and husband Terry's different stages in life, photos. But Heather also admitted that she put her children and family before her career. When we bought a house in Orange County, I really was making a decision to put my career on hold to raise our family, she said during a season 17, episode 3 confessional. But maybe there's a space right now for me to have something for me. I never lost the passion for performing, and I will always be a performer. It was also during season 17 that Heather first shared with her family her plans to get back to Hollywood, a move made easier after buying a penthouse apartment in LA. We're trying to get a presence back in LA, and I feel like it's my first step back in the door, back into my old career, Heather told her kids in season 17, episode 3. And maybe it's not the same as it was, but like whatever the new version of the old career is, but I have to be there. As Heather and Terry navigate life in LA, don't miss their reveal of how much money they lost while selling their Beverly Hills home.